What's up, everybody? It's the Bipolar Prophet, and welcome back to Old Ridge Farm in Farming Simulator 15. So you can see it's about 5:30 in the afternoon here. I was just walking the fields a little bit, and I see that field 1 is slightly acidic. The soil condition is slightly acidic. So what I thought I would do is, I thought I would go and spread some lime over there, before the next growth cycle happens. And since I was just running around with the Dazor and the John Deere, might as well use the John Deere. Plus, I really like this tractor, so why not use it? Let's get some beacons on here. So we're not too far away from harvest now, a couple days, so that'll be good. I've just been moving some stuff around the farm off screen, just doing some cleaning up and whatnot. I haven't got around to mucking out the beef cattle yet, which I said I was going to do, and I haven't done yet, but I will. Put all the sprayer sort of stuff in here. The fertilizer spreader is in here as well too, so it just made sense to keep all that stuff in this shed since this is where all the fertilizer is. The guy who I had sort of told, who had expressed interest in the IH, our IH tractor, showed up and said, "Hey, is there any chance I can come take that? I really want to get a start on it. I want to get, going, restoring it and whatnot." And I was like, well, I guess if you really absolutely have to, I wasn't really looking to part with it quite this early, but I figured, why not? Oh, that's why. Because it has to be on NPK to fill it up. No, NPK. Thank you. And then R. There we go. So yeah, he wanted to get a start on restoring it, I suppose. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? I guess you can have it. So he hauled it off. We got about $18,000 for it, which was more than I expected, really. We hadn't really settled on a price when we first talked about it, so there we go. That's the one I want. So, he took a look at it, and he told me about what it was worth. It's got a lot of hours on it, and, and I used it pretty hard for quite a while, but it isn't, it wasn't beat up by any means. I did maintain it and everything, so. So we figured about 18 grand was fair, so we settled on that, and there you go. I don't think I'm going to replace it just for the fact that I don't really need it. With the acreage we have, I don't need a whole bunch of tractors. So, okay, so now a little update on drive control and the destructible crops. I got rid of that because I am lousy at driving, as you guys know. As you can see, I am not leaving any massive holes in the field now. So I'm lousy at driving, and I just couldn't have that thing destroying half my crops. So that's gone. Also gone is the real terrain, or whatever they called it, whatever the drive control called it. Just because it's not very smooth, you know what I mean. And I don't think it's quite ready yet, so I got rid of that as well. So now I can actually put some stuff down on these fields and not be scared about destroying my entire field. Realistic? No. Would it have forced me to maybe be a better driver? Probably, but at least this way it's one less thing I have to worry about. I think soil mod is labor intensive enough without me having to worry about, oh god, I got to drive in a completely straight line and blah blah blah. Again, and I've said this, I think on a bigger map with bigger fields it would be not so bad, but I think on a small field where you have to turn a lot, it's not great, at least for me. So you guys obviously have your own opinions, and your opinions will obviously vary on whether you think whether wheels are cool or whether they're not cool. I do think they're cool. For a realism standpoint, I think they're awesome. But for me, on this map, they're not. It's not really an option. So. And the terrain, I don't know what it was really called, the adaptable terrain or whatever module that was part of the newest version of Drive Control was neat as well. But I don't think it was quite right just yet, because what it tended to do, it wasn't very smooth. It was almost like there was no dampening, built into it. It would just make the tractors jump up and down, and I didn't like it. So that was disabled as well. Which is unfortunate, because obviously the person who created Drive Control, worked really hard to get all that stuff in, to get it working and everything, And it's a personal choice on whether you want to use it. Just for me, I just decided it wasn't really what I wanted, so it had to go. So probably after we're done with this, we're going to harvest our apples and our pears, because we haven't done that in a few days, and they've got to be ready by now. Excuse me. I was just outside mowing my lawn and I swear I inhaled half the cut grass. It was blowing around everywhere, and it's just, I swear it all went up my nose and in my throat. Yeah, so we'll harvest the apples and the pears. I've got some animals to sell too. We may do that as well. So, see how much money we have. You know, I was thinking, I saw a really neat. You know, I was talking to Mirman again, Mike. You know, my neighbor here on Old Ridge, and he was telling me about how the Crawford Browns have kind of taken over his agricultural show. You know, at first it was just supposed to be an antique tractor show. You know, antique tractors and implements and whatnot, and that was cool enough. You know, I was all, you know, I thought that was a really neat idea, and I was certainly willing to bring one of my, you know, antique, although still usable tractors down for the show. Well, now apparently they've gotten involved, and it's a whole agricultural fair now, I guess. You know, they're gonna have manufacturers coming down, and, you know, brand new equipment and all kinds of stuff, and it's going on in a big field north of here. So, you know, that's cool, and I've actually started to see flyers, you know, start kind of being posted up around the area of it. It's a neat idea. It's just too bad that they took it over, you know, from Mike, because, you know, Mike's a nice guy, and he you know, sounded like he was going to put a lot of work into it. And let me just get off the field over here. And they just, I guess, decided that it would be good for them, you know, for their image or whatever, to do a full-on fair. So, okay. You know, I'll probably go, I'm sure, as long as that Cuthbert idiot isn't around. I noticed he hasn't been on the pub lately, ever since he sort of rolled over his tractor, and then, you know, David Oldfield's farmhand, you know, gave him the business one day. He's not real popular with the locals. He apparently is popular with the Crawford Browns. Again, I'm not, you know, I try not to get involved in the local politics, not being, you know, British, first of all, and not being from the area, second of all. I try not to get involved unless I'm absolutely forced to, but, you know, he was sort of a tool, so I don't mind him not coming down to the pub and running his mouth anymore. So there was a running joke about apparently he had come down, and when the whole fair thing was announced, and somebody asked him if he was going to bring his JCB down, because if you remember, he rolled his JCB like the, you know, big knob that he is. So apparently that set him off, and he didn't want to drink with us anymore. Well, okay, good riddance. I don't miss him. He was a little too much of an idiot for me. Okay, you know what? Let's go grab our apple harvesting trailer over here. Might as well stay in the John Deere. Why not? I like it. I want to use it. So. And we will go harvest some apples and some pears. Get that done. I should go have a look at fields 8 and 9 through the grass meadow fields and see how they're doing. They should be fine. You know, I wouldn't imagine that there's going to be any major issue with grass. You know, we did put some nutrients down. We spread some slurry and whatnot. Slurry, right? Yeah. Yeah, we put slurry down. So, all right, go down and harvest our apples. I believe the cows are all set, but we'll have a look at them. I believe the beef and the pig are. The beef cattle and the pigs, I should say, are all set, but we will also have a look at them as well. So, probably sell. I don't see any real reason not to sell the animals we have that are ready, I guess. So, I don't really think there's any equipment I need. I don't really see the need for any equipment just yet. What I wouldn't mind doing, though, is maybe buying another field. I really think we need to increase our acreage. Just don't have very much acreage, so you know, if we really want to make some money down here, then, you know, it's probably, I need to sort of increase the acreage as much as I can. So. I have been talking to some of my friends back in America. One of my friends runs a very big farm, just enormous farm. You know, sort of in the center of the country where you would expect the big American farms to be. And he's kind of looking for some help, and he was asking me if I was, you know, if I'd be willing to maybe come out there and, you know, and work for him or work with him, you know. He's in the process of trying to buy the farm, I guess, but it's really, really big, and he's not sure how that's all going to work out. I don't know. You know, I really like it here in England. You know, I came over here for a reason. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love America, too. You know, it's my home and everything, and that's where I'm from originally. But I really like it over here, and I just I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to leave yet. You know, it's just something I'm thinking about. So yeah, I had a feeling these trees were going to be pretty much filled up. So good, very good. We'll make some money off of this. You know, me being alone, I don't have a I don't have a family or anything like that. I don't have kids or a wife to worry about moving around all the time. So it'd be easy for me to just pack up, sell the farm, and move back to America and jump on that big farm. I just don't know if that's what I want to do or not. But I have plenty of time to think about that. So I'm certainly not going to leave the farm, in the middle of sort of a cycle here. So if that decision comes, that would come after everything was harvested and everything. So if I did sell the farm, I could sell it, in a workable condition. So, but I'm not really sure about that just yet. I also haven't had a chance to talk to Mike about the sugar beet thing yet. I don't think I'm going to put sugar beets in the ground this time anyway after this harvest, just because if I can't sell them, and I need a specific contract or whatever to sell them, and I can't get it, then what do I do with them? You know what I mean? I'm not just going to store them. They're going to go bad. They're not going to last. So, I'm not really sure what to do about that. If I could sneak in on a contract this year, that would be awesome. But if I can't, then, well, whatever. Plus, I don't have the money to buy all the equipment I need to be able to harvest them anyway. So that's a pretty big outlay of cash for a very specific purpose. You know what I mean? Sugar beet and potato stuff is only good for sugar beets and potatoes. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a catch-22 about whether or not I want to do that or not. I guess I would have to know what the price was. I would have to know how what the price is going to be versus what it's going to cost me. If it's worth it, then I would do it. If it's not, then I certainly am not going to plant stuff just because. You know what I mean? I'm in a business of making money. So, but again, I'll have to have a talk with Mike about that. We'll see how that goes. I'm sure I'll be down the pub tonight after I get all this stuff done. Because again, after a day on the farm, I don't feel like cooking. To be honest, I don't even think I even have any food in my refrigerator at the moment anyway. I might have 3 beers, a bottle of Diet Coke, some butter, some cottage cheese, and maybe some mustard. I'm not really sure. So it'll be down the pub, eating some whatever they're featuring tonight. So I believe last night it was shepherd's pie. It was really, really good. Now, shepherd's pie to me is, an American version of shepherd's pie, and there's all different versions, obviously. But what I used to make back in America, shepherd's pie was, hamburger, ground up meat, like corn and mashed potatoes. Over here, it's got, lamb in it, and it's got some gravy, and, and it's a whole different thing, and it's very, very good. So I really enjoyed that. Don't know what they're going to be featuring tonight, but whatever it is, I'm sure I'll eat it. So usually very hungry after a day on the farm. So, and generally I just snack during the day. I'll throw a bag of chips or whatever in the tractor with me, or maybe make a sandwich or something, and eat that during the course of the day. So, all right, we ended up with just about 4,000 liters of pears, which is just about right. So, pretty good. Get backed in here. That will do. Yeah, that's a little bit of money. Very good. I just realized the old deer needs some fuel. Of course it would need fuel. This thing, 380 horsepower, big old engine. It's going to be a little thirsty. This is probably not the best tractor in the world for this job, but why not? I really like it, so I'm going to use it. Plus, probably before too much longer, it's going to be our only tractor. So. $399. Very good. Apparently we drop a liter of fruit when we harvest it, which is not unheard of, actually. So. Oh, I was like, why did it stop? the tractor must have moved just enough to get the trailer out of the trigger, I guess. I will say this: if I do move, you know, and if I did, even if I, you know, if I decided, okay, you know, I've had enough of England or whatever, and I don't see that being an issue because I absolutely love it over here. The vast majority of the people that I've met have been great, with the exception of a few. But you know, whatever. Again, I'm not the local around here. I'm not gonna get involved in all that. But you know, I would really, as much as I like working on orchards, I wouldn't mind owning a very big orchard, or you know, running a very big orchard if I couldn't own it. You know, that may be something I look at going down the road. You know, but I don't know. You know, again, it's you know, it's something I was thinking about. You know, and I'll see. You know, I don't know. I know I'm not quite ready to leave Old Ridge just yet, anyway, so. The phone. Okay, well, I don't know who that is, so we're just going to say goodbye to that person. That's how you deal with telemarketers. You just hang up on them. Oh. I think after this we're going to sell the animals just because we're right here. And then I hate to refill this thing. It's going to cost so much money, but obviously it's going to have to be refueled. But I think I have enough fuel to make you know, the 2 trips for the pigs and the beef cattle to sell them. So, and we'll see how much money we end up with, and then we'll run through the animals, see if they need anything, and then we will call that an episode, I think. So, and it will be harvest time pretty soon. So, I think I want to get some more N on the 2 home fields there. And maybe field 10. Field 1 seems to be really good nutrient-wise, so the soil moisture is a little low, but I'm going to let that have one more cycle because it's 1 cycle behind the other fields, so I'm going to let that have 1 more cycle before I do anything to it. Because like I said in a previous episode, I tend to have a tendency to go and do everything at once, you know, spread lime and nutrients and blah, 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 you know, and just kind of overwhelm the field, and I don't want to do that, so. All right, very good. Sell this stuff off. $65,000, doing pretty good. As long as I don't feel the need to spend it all on something, which I really don't need anything. So I think we're going to be okay. I should still probably get up here and grind these stumps up and everything, but to be honest, I'm not really bothered about that just yet. So I do want to plant some more trees up here. Just a quick word on the bee house. The bee house is a go. I just have to get somebody up here to build it for me because it has to be built in a very specific fashion. It's not something you can just kind of slap together. So I have to get somebody up here who knows what they're doing to build it, and I will. And I think it's going to go either right across from us here or down on the other end. I'm going to talk to the guy who owns his shop, and we're going to come to some sort of agreement about where it needs to go. So. Probably the farther away from the shop would be good, you know, just for the customers and everything. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is this: I'm going to go up here and I'm going to drop off this over here because our livestock trailer is in this shed. So. And then we can have the absolute fun of loading up. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I was going to put this in a shed, but if I put it in a shed, I'll forget about it. So I'm leaving it here is not a good idea, BP, because you got to back into that. That's the door to get the animals out of, and it's no fun. So I will put it up against this shed. If I put it in the shed, I will absolutely forget it's here. So try not to leave stuff all over the farm. All right, so we will grab this. Up to this thing. Boom. Now the fun begins. Trying to get this lined up with this door. It's very tricky because there's just nowhere to turn around. So. And I know what you're all thinking, but having done this once already, oh, that's not going to work. I didn't cut it hard enough. Oh, turn. Nope. I know you're all screaming, BP, wouldn't it be easier just to drive up into that grass pit and back up? You'd think, but believe it or not, it's really not. I will try it, though. I have tried it before. If I could not take out my orchard trailer, that would be awesome. Just because this thing is kind of long, you know, so it's a lot of turns to try to get anything. That's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. I'll just kind of drag it along with me. Really, the only way I found that works is to come in here as hard as you can and then pretty much jackknife it in there, unfortunately. So. And I have tried to load them from the other side, from inside. That doesn't work either, so. Because you've got this fence, which I would dearly love to move, but since that's not my land, I cannot. Again, maybe this tractor was not the best choice, I guess, but I'm not really left with a whole lot of choices, so come on. There we go. Just get in there enough to load, and I'm happy. I suppose I could open the door, but I'm not going to. 8, very good. 8, I will take 8. That's, you know, not a ton, obviously, but it's not awful. So. Okay, now getting back out of here. So we will run these up to the butcher. We'll come back for the pigs. The pigs are far easier. Oh, I got to remember to grab them out of the other shed too. So. Oh, actually, why am I not doing that right now? Let's see. It is this one. This is another tricky one to get into. You know, especially if you're me and you're not Mr. Super Backup guy. So let's try this. I am so shit at backing up. Well, hedge. Just pretend that hedge wasn't there, BP. You'll be fine. Oops. Now, I'm not sure. Actually, this is another case of, do I have to unload these? You know, I don't know. There may not be anything in here, actually. Oh, no, there are. Okay. Very cool. I always get confused with these split sort of, you know, animal sheds, so. Oh, 17. All right, very good. I said 8. We ended up with 17. That's much better. Just going to have to keep reminding myself that you got 2 sheds to unload, BP. So. All right, we'll run up here now to the... every time I go by this field, I want to buy it. Every single time. But it's just, at the moment, it's too far away from the main farm for me, you know. It's too bad, but I'd like to keep our fields as close to the main farm as possible. I think that's going to be the way to go. You know. And there's only so much land you can actually buy in this area, too. A lot of it is owned by one guy. And I don't remember his name, sorry. You know, I actually think I saw him once at a function at the hotel. I just happened to stop in, you know, for a drink because I wanted to, you know, check that out because I always go to the pub. The hotel's a little too sort of snuffy for me, you know. But I thought I'd stop in, have a drink. And he was there. I cannot remember his name. I believe it's Lord something or other. And he owns a lot of the land in this direct area. And some of it he's willing to sell. Other bits of it he's not. So you know, there's only so much land you can buy. You can rent a lot of it. You know, he'll gladly let you work it or whatever. You know, as long as you provide him some money. So that could be an option as well. Now, it's another part of another favorite part of this whole sort of area is trying to get in and out of this little bit here without scraping my trailer too bad. And again, you know, this big old tractor is probably not the best option, but this tractor actually turns a little better than the Ford, especially with a trailer on it. Okay, there we go. I'll just drive up to here. And let me open the door this time. And I just like opening the door because all the little animations, I think it's really cool. And we will unload. Or we will unload. There we go. We are unloading. Oh, did I stop unloading? Whoops. We're making a little money off that. That's good. Very nice. Very nice. And close the back up again. Latch it back up. Very cool. All right. And now off to the pigs we go. And then I will have to refill this tractor because it's getting down to 107 liters now. You know, again, this thing is thirsty. I knew it would be for a couple of reasons. One, because it's, you know, it's a big, you know, big 380 horsepower motor. Two, it's old, you know, or older, I should say. And, you know, it's not maybe as fuel efficient as it could be. So. But again, it's, you know, the price, you just could not beat the price. You just couldn't beat it. So, worth every penny of it to me. And it rides really nice too. It's, you know, it's rattly and whatnot, you know, because of its age. But it's not uncomfortable by any means. You know, I don't mind spending a full day in this thing. So. The IH was not awful. You know, it had a few creature comforts in it. The Ford, however, is a tough tractor to spend any time in. It's not super comfortable. It's, you know, it's very harsh. It's bumpy, and it's, you know, it's all sort of loose and sloppy because it's so old and been around for so long. But it does do its job, and it does serve a function. You know, so you know, and it served me well for quite a while. So. Over the humpback bridge. That's always fun. I'm not quite as bad as Mike that, you know, will jump over them with his electric truck there. Oh, he's a little crazy, a little bit, you know, but it's fun to watch. You know, sometimes I'll be I come down here sometimes just to look at the river, which is weird, I know, but it's something I'm into. And one time one of the very first times I actually saw him, he came flying down this thing with his kind of cool electric truck that he bought, and jumped over the, you know, got probably 3-4 feet of air. It was pretty impressive. So, not something I would do, but, you know, fun to watch nonetheless. As long as he doesn't, you know, miscalculate and end up in the river, I guess he's okay. So. Turn. There you go. That should be far enough. Yep. As long as I said that. Yeah, this shed's much easier to get stuff out of, as you can see. Okay, so we got 7 in that shed. And then, let's see, we're going to have to come up here and, whoops. I don't think I can turn around in this space. But you know what? Me not thinking I can't do something never stops me from doing it. Look at that. Of course you can do it. Because farming simulator, right? Here to the other shed and unload that one. This one's pretty simple too because you got plenty of room to back up. So only that one cow shed is really not very fun to unload. But you know, once you've done it a couple of times, you kind of figure out what you have to do. So. You know, it's funny, I've been playing this game with a steering wheel for a while now. I can't imagine ever having to go back to the keyboard. So I hope my steering wheel stays together on me for a little while. So I had 15 in that one. Very cool. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Let's go off and sell these. And, whoops. Turn that parking brake on. We'll go up and sell these and get this stuff, get this back down to the pig and beef area, get it parked up, and we'll call this an episode, I guess. We got some stuff done that I wanted to get done today, so that's cool. It's getting late, 17:53, or in my world, it's 5:53. So you can see in real life it's about 2:30. Like I said, I've been out for about 3.5 hours mowing my lawn. I got quite a bit of lawn, and unfortunately, my ground in real life is not very flat, so it tends to take a little while to mow. So. But I wanted to come in and record an episode of Old Ridge. Haven't been here in a few days, so we made some money, which was nice, you know. Today was the sort of the money-making episode, which is nice, and I'm not going to spend any of it. Imagine that. So I don't see myself spending any money till after the harvest. Obviously, I'm going to have to make a decision on whether I'm going to, you know. It's funny, you know, somebody got the idea in my head of you know, are you going to leave America? Are you going to leave England, go back to America, whatever. And now I'm really thinking about it, and I'm not thinking about it because I'm angry or because I don't like it here or anything. I don't know, you know. I don't know if it'd be nice to go home or whatever. And of course, the thing is that where my friend is working is not near where I'm from, you know. So I don't know. I just don't know. It's going to require some thinking, you know, and some talking to some of my friends in this area, I think. So, but it's not going to happen tomorrow anyway. So, because obviously that would require a huge amount of sort of, you know, setup and preparation and everything. One does not just, you know, up and leave a farm, hop on a plane. So I need to, you know, get this all, you know, legaled up and sold to somebody who, you know, who can run it and all that. So plus there's all the inspection processes with the animals and everything else. So just lots and lots of stuff to do. All right, we'll get the rear door open again because I like it. So. And we will cue the pigs. Are we going to break 90,000? I don't think we're going to break 90,000. No. No, pigs aren't worth that much. 82? Oh, 82. Yep, 82 easy. Good, very good. Yep, they're worth enough for me anyway. So worth enough to keep doing them. You know, they're worth the money and the labor that they take to you know, to breed and everything and to raise up to selling weight. So, whoops. One of these days, the Crawford Browns are going to be on me about cutting that corner and taking out that sign. I haven't taken it out yet. I've hit it and bent it a couple times, but I haven't taken it out. So eventually they're going to be on me about that. Maybe, what field is this? Field 12? Boy, that's a big field. Can we pull over here and have a look at field 12? Let's run out here and have a look. Where's the actual icon? Over here. Let's have a look and see how much field 12 is. Now, I said I wasn't going to spend any money, and I'm not going to. I'm just curious to see. I drove right by it. To see how much this field actually is. Let's 128,000. Ooh, yeah, that's a lot of money. It is a big field, though. I would have to do some work to it, though, I think, to make it sort of fit my the way I do things, I guess. It's too much money anyway. I don't really want to spend that much money right off the bat on a field. Plus, I don't have it anyway, so that sort of answers that question, doesn't it? I do like it because it is, you know, close to the main farm, so it's just so big. It's massive, and it's an odd-shaped field too. I'd probably actually cut that into two fields, grass this weird sort of, you know, blobby bit on the end off, and cut it into two fields. So I don't know. You know, obviously too, the more acreage I can control, you know, buy. The better off when and if I do decide to leave this area, you know, the better off it'll look, you know, to sell it. So. Because right now the acreage that I have is not much more than a hobby farm, you know what I mean? And I'm not running it as a hobby. I'm running it as a business, you know, that needs to make money. So, but you know, I just don't have a ton of acreage, so. We'll go park this up, and we will call this an episode. In the next episode, I'm not sure what's going to be happening. You know me. we will figure it out, I'm sure. So, oh, I wanted to check the animals. It's just, I'll run through them real quick, make sure they're okay. And I'm even going to do this. I'm going to hook this up to my orchard trailer so I don't forget it. Because I am definitely liable to forget that I left this trailer sitting, that trailer sitting there, so. Nope, gonna turn more. Nope, not gonna turn more. Nope, no, not crash into the shed. Let's see if we can do this, you know, reasonably intelligently by getting straight. That is 90% of my problem with backing up. I always try to cheat the angles and everything, and know better than that, but still do it. Because I'm BV, that's why. Oh, anyway, that will do all the way back, all the way back. Very good. Still not straight, but good enough. And we will come up here and hook up to this, and we will call this an episode. And as always, guys, make sure you let me know what you think. You know, let me know what you think about the episode, about the series, about the map, about the channel, about, you know, anything, you know, me, whatever. I always look forward to hearing, to reading your comments, and I look forward to replying to them all. As I try to reply to everything. I said this in the last Hour video. I'll say it again. If you guys ask me for mod links and I don't respond to you, please don't take that personal. And I'm not trying to, you know, ignore you or anything. It's for a couple of reasons. It's either A, that I honestly don't remember where the mod comes from. My memory is not great, as you guys have probably heard me say over and over and over again. I really struggle with memory for some reason. I'm not sure why. Just since, you know, I've been in my 40s, it seems my memory has been going away. I don't know what causes that. So that could be part of the reason. The other reason could be that I have linked it in other videos. So if you just go back, you know, a few videos, the good chance you'll probably find what you're looking for, you know, especially the Ford TW10, which I've linked, you know, numerous times. The IH I've linked numerous times. So, you know, that's really what that comes down to. And, you know, and if there is something you see on the farm that you don't know where the link is or whatever, and I haven't linked it before, and I can honestly remember where it comes from, I will certainly link it to you guys. You know, I certainly don't mind that whatsoever. That's the main reason I don't have a mod list, is because I just genuinely cannot remember where all my mods come from. I will give you a little tip, and you guys probably all know this. Google is your friend. You know, if you see something you like and you maybe don't know the name of it or whatever, and you want to ask me the name of it, that I'll probably remember. And then you can Google it, and I'm sure it'll turn up on multiple sites. So, oh, you know, one thing I did really want to do is take a look at this hay. This hay's been over here for a very long time. How's it doing? Is it starting to rot on me? Nope, it's still good. It's still good. Quality A+. I wonder if I should sell a bunch of this. I'm never going to use all this. Well, anyway, that's something to worry about for a later episode. So, you know what? I think it's time for a new screenshot, guys. What do you think? We've had this screenshot for quite a while now. I think it's time for a new one. Do I have HUD Hider in here, I hope? I do. And we will take a screenshot. And there we go. Very good. Okay, guys, so again, thank you so much for coming to the channel, for liking, for commenting, for subscribing, for everything you guys do for the channel. You guys are awesome. You know, again, the channel grows every day. That's all down to you guys. You know, thank you so much for everything. For putting up with me when I'm weird, for putting up with me when I don't put out videos every day, which I'm really trying to get back onto now. Thank you for your patience, you know. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't been here before and you know, said, oh, Old Ridge Farm, let me check that out, and you like what you see, make sure you hit the like button. You know, it helps me and the channel out immensely. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's the best way to be notified of every time I upload a video, which is pretty much every day, and I'm really trying hard to get back on that schedule. Also, if you're not following me on any of the, you know, the other social medias, Facebook, Bipolar Prophet Gaming on Facebook, at Bipolar Prophet on Twitter, and Google+, all those links are also in the description of every video. And I'm not going to go back to saying that every video, but I just haven't said it in a while, so I figure I'd give, if you're new to the channel, give you a chance to kind of hook up with some of that stuff as well. I'll be looking forward to seeing you. And as always, thank you so much for making me a part of your YouTube day, guys. And this is the Bipolar Prophet saying, see you later.